Australia registered their third clean sweep against India in ODIs in India. That third ODI defeat was the biggest for India in the format. What are the takeaways from those three games? Here we go. The biggest positive for India has to be the return of Richa Ghosh with the bat. She was tried in the top order for the first time in her international career and she returned with a wonderful 96 in the second ODI. She batted at number 3 in each of those games. Got off to a flying start in the first ODI, couldn't convert it, but in the second ODI she took her time and then reveled as the game progressed. She brought out her sweeps against spin, wasn't afraid to step down the track and scored a wonderful 96. Was unfortunate to miss out on that maiden 100, but it was Richa Ghosh's knock that kept India in the chase in that second game. So a big positive. And after that second game, Amol Muzumdar, India head coach, also said that India are looking at Richa Ghosh as their number 3, looking forward to their World Cup, which is in 2025 in India. Along with Richa Ghosh, the other positive was Jemimah Rodrigues' batting. Scored a wonderful 82 in that first ODI, batting at number 5. It's again a role she's often seen at these days in ODI cricket in that middle order. And she didn't take time to get going, because once the field is spread, she's expert at finding the gaps, rotating the strike, running hard. In fact, she revealed later that on the eve of the first ODI, she was down with fever, which is why she was finding it very difficult to score those runs. But a wonderful 82 and then even a crucial 44 in the second game in a big partnership with Richa Ghosh that kept India in the chase. Once she fell, India's chase went off track and they ended up losing the game by a very narrow margin. So her returns in that in the middle order is another big boost for India's ODI World Cup plans. But what Ghosh's promotion to the top order does is leave a big hole in that lower middle order where she's often batted in her ODI career. But you take her off that position and there's a big hole, because India are struggling to find finishers. Dipti Sharma has been tried there for a very long time and she's not really succeeded. A recent case in point being the second ODI, where India at one point needed 41 of 38 balls. Dipti Sharma was well set in the middle, but India couldn't cross the line. So they might have to rethink their finishers role. Pooja Vastrakar, remember, has the ability, but she's not had a lot of exposure in that role. Can that be a position tried for Vastrakar, or can Ghosh be shifted down below? It's all remains to be seen. Lastly, the find of this ODI series has to be Phoebe Litchfield of Australia. For those who followed her career in the WBBL or the Australian domestic circuit for the last few years, her rise may not be too surprising. But in her first ODI series in India, to top the batting chart speaks volumes about this youngster who's just 20 years old. She scored 2 50s and followed it up with a second ODI century in the final game and topped the batting charts. Impressed everybody with her reverse sweeps and her drives. And remember, it was a diamond duck to start her India tour. And then she played a reverse sweep onto her stumps against Nehrana in that one-off test. But then she's always backed her strengths, one of which is the reverse sweep, and she scored a healthy load of runs. So magnificent positive for Australia in that sense, the return of Phoebe Litchfield.